So I just wanted to come on here really quickly to talk to you about a couple of fragrance sets that I purchased last month that have also become some of my new favorite fragrances. So without further ado, I'm going to start with the Nest New York Rollerball Perfume sample set. This is a set that I picked up at Sephora, just totally impulsively, did not go in there thinking that I was going to purchase this. I think this was during the VIB sale. I'm not sure. It was around that time. So this is what that set looks like. So each one of these roller balls has 3 milliliters of perfume oil inside of them, and there are 5 in all. I believe this retailed for about $35, even though the value is about 42 something. I definitely would recommend purchasing this if you've never tried Nest New York perfume oils before. I've heard so much about the Balinese coconut and the Madagascar vanilla. Those are 2 of the most popular perfume oils that I hear about from Nest New York. These are by no means new fragrances. They've been around for a long time, as Nest New York has been. And I personally I think I have a sample of a Nest New York Rollerball fragrance from like years ago. I don't even know if I still have it, but I've never purchased anything from Nest New York. And I was just curious about trying these out. And I just love this whole situation. I love the ability to be able to try out so many fragrances affordably without like buying one whole bottle of perfume oil. So the full-size bottles of perfume oil from Nest New York are about $98, so a little over $100. And I just wanted to try them out before I even thought about purchasing one of the full-size bottles. I like the idea of the perfume oil because I feel like it's going to be more concentrated and last longer on the skin. But I will tell you right away, right now, that these on me did not last very long on my skin at all. Now, I have a theory that the larger bottles have more staying power. I don't know, I'm not sure why the smaller roller balls would be different, but I find that even in makeup, like some of the smaller sizes of eyeshadows, that you would see in a large Pat McGrath, whenever they do like those smaller quads or like the Natasha Nona mini palettes, sometimes the formulations of those are different than they are in the larger sizes. For what reasons, I'm not sure. But I felt like these didn't last that long on my skin, but there are a couple, actually 3 of these that stood out to me. So before I tell you what those are, let me just tell you what comes in this set. So I'm going to point at these, even though they may not be the ones that I'm actually saying that they are, but it comes with a Turkish rose, Indian jasmine, vanilla Madagascar, Balinese coconut, and Seville orange. Now, the first one that stood out to me, that was the one that I just could not get enough of, is the Seville orange. So this is what all of the little bottles look like. This one is the Seville orange. And first of all, I love the smell of orange fragrances and orange notes. I have a very positive association with oranges from childhood. We lived in a brownstone in Brooklyn when I was a girl, and my dad used to get a large box of oranges. I don't remember where, but we used to have freshly squeezed orange juice every morning, like every single morning. So I could smell the scent of the oranges, and these were not like the sprayed up oranges that we have now. This was almost like from another lifetime. Like it was just so energizing and soothing at the same time. And that is what this Seville orange smells like to me. So on Sephora, the fragrance family for Seville orange is fresh. And the scent type is fresh, citrus, and fruits. And the keynotes are orange zest, pink grapefruit, and neroli blossom. The fragrance description reads, Seville's vibrant spirit comes to life through notes of effervescent orange zest, tart pink grapefruit, and juicy mandarin with floral neroli and cedarwood. The Seville orange extract is blended with baobab oil for a formula that melts into your skin while leaving behind a long-lasting fragrance. I want to say like it might last about an hour on my skin. I did go into Sephora to test some of the larger bottles of these oils, and I just feel like there's more longevity out of the larger bottles. I don't know. Let me know if you've ever tried any of the Nest New York perfume oils yourself. I would love to hear anybody else's opinion about how long they feel it lasts on them. Like I said in my previous video in the notes, I know that scent projection is different from person to person based on their chemistry, but I love this so much that even if it didn't last that long, I would still want to buy a full bottle of it. So the other perfume oil that stood out for me is the Balinese coconut. Now this, to me, just smelling it, like it's airy, like it's light, but it's so good. It gives very like green coconut vibes, very island, you know, just relaxation vibes. Like it's really good. This does not last very long on my skin at all, but I would also consider getting this in the larger bottle. Like I said, I was in Sephora and tested out the larger size, the full size of this, and I feel like it was had more power behind it than this 3 milliliter one. So the fragrance family for the Balinese coconut perfume oil is also fresh. It's in the fresh family. Scent type is fresh solar, which has to do with the sun, which also makes sense because coconuts only grow near the equator, below the equator. You know, it has to be in a very hot climate. The keynotes are creamy coconut, tropical tiare, blossom, and salted musk. Bask on the beach of Bali with this nourishing perfume oil featuring notes of creamy coconut, tropical tiare, blossom, and salted musk. It's definitely in my loves list. It's definitely on my wish list to get a full bottle of this fragrance. So it's definitely the Indian jasmine that comes in third place to me as a love in this set. The Indian jasmine is a very, you know, it's a light jasmine. It's not like a super powerful, intense jasmine. So the scent type is classic florals, and the keynotes are Indian jasmine absolute, red berries, and pink pepper. The description is immerse yourself in lush jasmine fields of India with this perfume oil featuring an intense jasmine absolute surrounded by bright red berries, sparkling bergamot, and spicy pink pepper blended with baobab oil for a formula that melts into your skin while leaving behind a long-lasting fragrance. Well, as you know, because I've said already, I don't feel like this left behind a long-lasting fragrance on me. It could be different for others, but the scent is really beautiful. I would say that in order of my favorites among these three, it's the Seville orange, it's the Balinese coconut, and it's the Indian jasmine. Now, there's also the Turkish rose and the Madagascar vanilla. I was not crazy about the Madagascar vanilla. It's a nice vanilla, but it's just not, I wasn't loving it. Like, I wasn't like, ooh, yeah, this is so, it's not the vanilla that I go for, but it's fine. Like, I didn't hate any of these. I wasn't repulsed by any of these, but Turkish rose, I'm not a rose fragrance lover, except for the Oudgasm rose, which that just blew my mind. Speaking of which, the Oudgasm rose from Kayali and the Seville orange Nest New York perfume oil together. Oh my God. I think that's been my first favorite fragrance layering combo that I absolutely love. Like, I had no idea that rose notes and orange notes could smell so freaking good. I mean, it's such a great combination. If you have the two or you have one and don't have the other, get the other, try it, let me know what you think. I just think they're so good together. But yeah, that is basically it for the Nest New York fragrances. Like I said, these retailed for about $35. I think that these kinds of sets are so perfect for trying out fragrances before committing to larger sizes. And so that is my findings for these. I got those 3 that I absolutely love, and I'm excited to have these as well because they're little and you can just throw them in your bag and you just roll them on your wrist and your pulse points. Like, I love smaller size fragrances because when I love a fragrance, I want to travel with it. So I am happy to have these as well as considering getting the larger sizes of the ones that I found to be my favorites. So the second fragrance set that I purchased happened because I was on a very intentional, very desperate search for commodity milk in a travel size. I couldn't find it at any of the Sephoras near where I worked. I called, I walked, I couldn't find it. They're sold out. There's still probably a lot of them sold out. But I found this fragrance duo that I think had dropped around the time that I found it. And I was just like, okay, let me just get this. So this is what the commodity scent duo looks like. I found one for milk. This one is expressive and this one is bold. So if you don't know about commodity fragrances, they create 3 versions of every fragrance that they have. I think right now it's just moss, milk, paper, and gold. And they expressive, bold, and personal are the 3 different versions. So personal is meant to be the fragrance that you wear just for yourself. And then the expressive is what you wear for yourself and those who might be, say, within a few feet radius around you. And then bold, obviously, is just supposed to be like, bam, I'm here. Like, you smell it before I get here. You smell it after I leave. So that is the basic concept of commodities, you know, breakdown of these 3 versions of every fragrance, which I find really interesting. I don't know any other scent house that has formulated fragrances in this way. Now, let me tell you my commodity milk story, okay? Because I was not at all interested in commodity. I'd heard about it, obviously, but I wasn't like, oh, like I'm in here looking for commodity. I just happened to be in Sephora, as I do, in the fragrance aisle, smelling fragrances. And I sprayed, I want to say bold. I'm not sure. It was either bold or expressive on a test strip. Smelled it. Didn't smell anything. Put it in my pocket. Smelled some other fragrances, including Jo Malone's Ginger Biscuit, which I have to say that that fragrance is so well blended. It's so smooth. It's got all of these, you know, cookie, ginger, warm notes in it. And it's just so smooth. That's the best way for me to describe it. And I had tried that one out on recommendation from Ariel Ash. And that fragrance has been sold in and out at Sephora, including the candle, for several months now. I think it's back in stock. So I had sprayed that as well. But I wasn't quite sure I loved it enough that I wanted to spend all that money on it, or that I loved it enough that I wanted to continue to pursue it. Like, throughout the day afterwards, I kept getting these whiffs of like warm, you know, milky, some like cookie, just something just so yummy and warm. And I'm like, what is that? Like, is that the Jo Malone? Like, what is that? And so as is what happens with me all the time, I never remember what the fragrance is. I'll just have like tester strips in my pocket and I'll smell them and I'm like, oh, this is nice. Which was this? I don't remember. So I pulled the strip of commodity milk out of my pocket, smelled it. I'm just like, okay, I need to know what this is. I got to the I need to know what this is phase of it. And somehow I tracked it back and figured out that it was commodity milk. But I thought that it could possibly also have been Jo Malone's Ginger Biscuit. And since then, I've become obsessed with this fragrance. The way that I feel about commodity milk, I definitely want a large bottle of this. I want the full size because I have sprayed this on myself for weeks to a month now, night and day. In the morning, after I'm done with my makeup, clothes on, spray it on. At night before I go to bed, after I shower, cleanse my face, do my whole skin routine, spraying this on. For me, it is just like something under a low heat. So it's got this warmth in it that's like gentle, but like, oh, just kind of there all the time. So it's got marshmallow, mahogany wood, and tonka bean, plus amber and firewood. So the Commodity Milk Expressive, which is this one, they both have marshmallow, mahogany wood, and tonka bean, but the bold one has amber and firewood. So that's the difference between the two, because I think this is also the reason why the bold is more bold and the expressive is like a little less. I find the expressive to have a little bit more spiciness in it, and the bold is like a little like warmer. They're both amazing to me. They're what I have learned are called lactonic fragrances because they have a milkiness to them. This, I get the lactonic quality of it, but this is the first lactonic fragrance I have ever fallen for. So I don't have any previous experience. This is the first one for me, and I need to keep it in my collection. So the travel size is 0.33 ounces, and this size is 30 milliliters. This one is probably right down here right now. And this one I've just hit the middle. I don't know if you can see, I'm almost halfway done with this. This one is the one that I keep in the medicine cabinet, and I just sprayed on myself like a man sprays on aftershave, basically. And I also really love this bottle, which is surprising. When I saw these bottles for Commodity Milk for the first time, and this was long before I ever tried it, I just thought this looks very masculine. So maybe these are just masculine, you know, scents. But anyone can wear this. That's the other thing. I feel like all the commodity fragrances are just seamlessly unisex, that anyone can wear these fragrances. I've smelled moss and paper, which smells like paper. But the milk fragrance is my absolute favorite. And I guess it's y'all's favorite too, because like I said, I went online yesterday to look for a large bottle, and I had a hard time. I had a very hard time. It's sold out on Commodity's website. It's sold out on Sephora if you want the bold. The bold, the bold is very hard to find. So there is like a wait list. I'm like, notify me when it's back in stock. And I'm just gonna be holding on to what I have left in this set until I can get the full size. So that's a pretty big deal for me. I only have a full size of one fragrance. No, one or two or three. Like I have a full size of a Kayali Juicy Eden Apple, and then like the mid sizes of Bubble Bath and Fame by Paco Rabanne, and that's it. This will be the fourth fragrance that I pick up in a full size. Like this fragrance, when I smell it, it just makes me feel like everything's good. Everything's fine. It's that very chill, very like in the moment, like it just brings me into being grounded. It just makes me feel like things are good, you know. It's not about excess. It's not about like, you know, overly done. It's just about like toastiness, warmth. It's just a nice, really nice fall fragrance. And I think it's come to me at just the perfect time for so many reasons. Not only because of the season, but because it's something that I need in my life right now, just to, you know, calm my nerves, because I can be very anxious, and because Life is crazy right now. The world is crazy, and you just need something every once in a while that can just bring you to center immediately. And that's one of the things that I love about fragrances. And this is just one of those fragrances for me. It's just been, it's just had my back since I got it. And I will say, it is not a fragrance that lasts that long on me. Like the Bold, I think it lasts longer, but it still doesn't last as long as I would like it. But I will say this, it lasts very long on the clothes. And like I said, I spray it on myself at night and I'll be in bed all like snuggled up and cozy, and I'll just get like wafts of this marshmallow and mahogany wood. It's just so good. So I can smell it all day, but not necessarily on my skin, in my clothes, in my hair, on my coats, on my bathrobe, in the air. But on my skin, again, not a lot of longevity on my skin. But I love it so much, I don't care. Like, I don't care. So that is basically it for me. I really, really, I wish that this set was still available. I feel like it, like I said, it came out around the time that I found it. And since people seem to really, really love Milk the most, and it's hard to find everywhere, it might not still be available. I'm not sure. If you're interested, I will definitely put a link down in the description box below where hopefully it can be purchased, and as well as the Nest New York Rollerball sample set. That I know is still available at Sephora. But yeah, that is basically it. I am so excited, like I said, and so happy with doing fragrance reviews. I love discovering new favorite fragrances that serve me in my life in different ways that make me feel settled and warm and safe and cozy, or energized and motivated and happy and inspired. Like, it's just the best. It's one of the things that I love, love, love most about fragrances. So again, it's the Nest New York Rollerball set that comes with these 5 very popular rollerball oils from Nest New York, and the scent duo from the scent duo from Commodity in Milk. I just feel like, for me, when I think Commodity, I think Milk. I just think that this is their best seller. I think it's one of their best fragrances. I think it's the best fragrance from Commodity. It's my favorite, so I'm definitely biased. But I think a lot of people would agree with me, simply from the way that this is sold out and is so hard to find right now. But that is basically it from me. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comment section down below if you've tried out any of these, the perfume oils, anything from Commodity. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear if you have recommendations as well, always. And I hope to see you in my next video soon. Bye.